Okay. Pretty weird.
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me, Brent?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. I had another group asking about you today.
Gotcha. Which group was that?
That was table 4, education and messaging. I guess you were on their list, and I said because it's the same topic, but I said I looked on my list here, and I said, well, it looks like he's at table 5 now. I said, but anytime you guys want to combine with those groups, if it's helpful, or share notes with them,
Is
they've got
one of
some.
the people at that table Tina Davis by chance?
No, let's see here. Where's Tina?
Because
No,
she was,
go ahead.
they were pushing to do something like we are, but with the state. And I've tried to reach out to her. I've sent her an email
Okay.
because I kind of wanted to find out what they were doing. So she's in the same county as me, but she is
Oh,
pushing more for something at the state level.
I got to look
Um,
and see where Tina is. I don't see her as a
she's at,
scribe.
it's one of the education and messaging tables. She's at one of them. I can't remember which one.
Okay. I don't see, she wasn't on, I don't believe she was in table 4. That's got Tom Pittman and Dana Carroll, Karen Koch, Cassandrina Little, and Pamela Campbell DeReef, and Brian Davis.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But they had you on there on their list as being in that group. I said, no, I said, there were several education and messaging tables. He probably ended up at one of the others. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Now you got me. Let's see, Tina Davis.
She was not at that table. Be a different one.
There, I don't see her name. There's another one that has Jarmichael. Jarmichael was the one that did the presentation. He was up there about the planning page.
Gotcha. Okay.
His table, and he had Curtis Taylor and Jasmine Kennedy.
Yeah.
But I don't see Tina Davis there.
Yeah, she's at one of those tables. I don't remember which one, but she's at one of them. Because I reached out. I hadn't heard back from her. I know it. The email that I emailed to is an organization that's not her primary full-time job. She is with a like a local kind of grassroots type organization. So
Gotcha.
I
I
figured-
see Tina. Tina's at table 7, education and messaging.
okay.
Yeah, she sure is. And you've got her information, right? Garrett Bliss is the facilitator. Amber Parker and Alan Woodard are the scribes. I guess they had 2 scribes there. And Tina, Lisa Kirby, and Kim Brielle are at that table also. So the main reason I jumped on today is just to make sure that people could get on. Let's see here. You were so good at the table. Your report out was awesome. So have you heard from Tiffany or Sophia Hayes? Sophia
I have. Sophia has got someone that's going to be taking her place on the call today.
Okay.
She's not able to make it, but as far as I know, everybody else, I believe, is.
Okay, wonderful.
There's
Wonderful.
somebody.
Oh, good. Yeah, let's see. Who's on?
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm in for Sophia Hayes.
Oh, perfect. We were just talking about you, but we just didn't know what to call you. And that was her. I'm Deborah. Were you at the summit?
What was that?
Were you at the summit?
No, ma'am. Sophia was, but she's in a meeting right now, so I'm in giving her update.
I
Okay.
got you. Wonderful. All right. Well, Brent is on here too, and he was there. I'll let you guys take off with this, Brent. You said
Okay.
Tiffany's coming later too?
Yes, as far as I know.
Okay, good. So once this is finished, we should be able to make a YouTube video, and I'll send you that link if that's helpful for
Okay.
you to send. That'll be helpful for Sophia to have, Rachel, since she's not, there's Tiffany.
There's Tiffany. And then
yeah.
we've got another person that's going to join that wasn't in our group, but it's going to join on this.
Awesome. See, that's how you grow your group. And that's how it takes on a whole new energy of its own. I mean, that's wonderful. And again, like I said, don't hesitate to reach out to some of the other groups. If it's helpful for you guys, I just had one of the other groups ask me for the emails to the facilitators and scribes and communicators of all the other groups. If that's something that you'd like to have, please let me know.
Okay.
Be happy to give that to you. And anything else you need. And like I said, before you end this meeting, try to set a date for your next one. I'll reserve that for you, send you that link, and also a video of this particular meeting here. Okay?
Okay.
If you need anything else, just let me know, and I'm gonna sign off personally. Okay?
All right. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Tiffany, are you there?
I am.
Okay, great. Cool. I think we're waiting for, I guess Rodney is going to join us. And Emily Elks, I believe, is going to join us.
Okay.
Emily
who
had
is-
said she had talked to you, I believe.
Yes. Who is 910-347-2154?
That's me. I'm Rachel Myers. I'm sitting in for Sophia Hayes.
Okay.
So, I guess we'll wait just a second for other people to join.
Okay.
Okay.
Tiffany, have you heard anything from Rodney by chance?
I have not.
Okay.
I know Sophia sent everyone the email invite, the calendar invite. So
Yeah. Rachel, do you know if everybody replied to that calendar invite by chance?
I do not know. Sophia only gave me her update, so.
Okay, that's fine. We'll give it a couple more minutes, and if nobody joins, then we'll go ahead and have the meeting. Did either one of y'all have video on?
No, I turned mine off.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, I don't have video either.
Great. The YouTube video is gonna just be me then. Recorded. It's gonna be my face the whole time. I really hope that Emily's face is, she's joining us right now. And I really hope that her face is on here. Hey, Emily, is that you?
Yes.
Awesome. Are you doing the video thing or just audio?
I'm using my laptop in my car, so I'm not sure that it will let me.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Well, I think this is everybody. I guess we'll wait one more minute and see if Rodney joins us, and then we'll start. We'll wait to 2:04. Thanks for joining us today, Emily.
Heck yeah. Is Tiffany on?
Yes.
Hi, Tiffany.
Hey.
So I tell you what, we'll get started so that I can just kind of fill you in. Emily, did you and Tiffany talk much about kind of what our goal was or what we were looking at doing?
Very vaguely, she mentioned that you might want to be getting Catch My Breath into the schools as a curriculum, as not just more than like a punishment, I think.
Yeah. So we kind of talked about the way that we did it. Everybody at the table, was involved in some kind of prevention. We all agreed that, our school systems needed some kind of prevention type curriculum,
Right.
at the school level, that addresses, I know for Craven County, Emily talked about, I know our task force talked about trying to do something that addressed, all substances. And so that was kind of each county, each person represented a different county. So we kind of branched off and decided, we would come together for this meeting, but that each of us is going to try to identify what kind of curriculum works best for our area. So that's kind of where we're at
Okay.
right now. We're just at the starting phases of it.
And actually, I did just get out of a meeting. I'm at the Carolina East Hospital. I just got out of a meeting about Escape the Vape that we're doing at West Craven. And she had mentioned that a punishment right now at West Craven, I don't know about other schools, was Catch My Breath for first-time offenders. It's not being like widely used, which obviously we would like it to be, but just for reference, that's what I know of in Craven County, at least. Not
Yeah.
sure about the other schools.
So y'all want to go ahead and get officially started? I guess we could. So thank you everybody for coming. I think everybody knows who everybody is. We'll introduce ourselves real quick, who we are, what we do, and then we'll get started. So I'm Brent Baker. I'm an alcohol abuse prevention specialist at Marine Corps Air Station Cherry Point.
I am Tiffany Thigpen. I am the Regional Tobacco Prevention and Control Manager for Region 10.
I'm Emily Elks, and I'm a public health educator at the Craven County Health Department.
I'm Rachel Myers. I'm a health promotions intern at Onslow County Health Department, sitting in for Sophia Hayes.
Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for being here. I think what we had decided during the summit, we had decided today we would just kind of provide updates. We had come up with an action plan, and some of the things that we had looked at in the action plan was actually identifying, the community. Who is it that we want to try to get this curriculum to? What kind of curriculums are out there, maybe doing some research. and we're going to look at, how do we implement it? How do we advocate the program so that schools, actually end up using it? And then looking at collecting measurable data. So who would like to go first providing an update?
I could give Sophia's real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so she says the plan is to meet with a counselor from a local high school who has expressed interest in vaping education and cessation programs. The target audience would be high school students. Potential curriculum would be an assembly-style presentation that would last around an hour.
Okay.
The presentation would include a panel presentation followed by a Q&A, and it'd be answering questions from the students. And the panel would include a law enforcement representative from like Jacksonville Police Department, an ER nurse, health department representative, and a region tobacco specialist. And each panelist would go over their involvement with vaping. Law enforcement will go over laws in place and age restrictions. The ER nurse will show cases that she has experienced, and then the health department rep would go over the negative health effects. And then an assembly will be created with the hope of implementing at all of the Onslow County high schools. And the potential educational materials will be CGC has materials specific to parents of youth available that could be partnered with the assembly.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for providing us with that update, Rachel. So
You're welcome.
they're looking at kind of like a one-time, like an assembly that comes out to each school, I guess is what they're looking at.
Yeah, just a one-time thing.
Awesome. That sounds great. That would definitely be impactful. And the focus is going to be on vaping.
Correct.
Okay, great. I'll provide y'all with what I've got. So, for Craven County, I kind of told y'all at the summit. I say y'all, Tiffany, I guess you're the only one at the summit, but I was kind of looking more for like a curriculum that addresses substance use in general. I'm part of a task force in the Craven County area that's talked about that before, but we never really kind of materialized exactly how we would do that. We all kind of agreed that it would be something that would be really useful. To my knowledge, I don't think there's a curriculum in the Craven County schools right now. At least I've talked to several students, and they've, kind of indicated to me that they don't really receive much education on that. So what I did, so kind of identifying the population, I looked at our high schools in the area, which we have 3 high schools in Craven County. In the middle schools, I think we have 3 in the county. Is that correct, Emily? Do we have more than 3 middle schools?
I'm not sure. We got West Craven Middle, Havelock Middle, and then I'm not sure.
Because I looked up, it says Tucker Creek, H.J. McDonald, Grover C. Fields.
I don't know. Because I know there's West Craven Middle.
Okay, West Craven Middle. Okay. So our idea for Craven that we're looking at is the middle and high schools. I started to kind of looking into curriculums that are out there and what's going on. I've connected with, in Craven County, we have something called the Opioid Task Force, and it looks like they are already doing some work with the school system about how to implement something very similar. So I figured there's no reason for me to, try to recreate something that is already in the works. I was pretty excited to find out about that. I think what I'm going to do is we have a meeting with the task force that I'm part of this month, and I'm going to kind of introduce to them that this is something that that another task force is looking at and figuring out maybe how we can best support that. So currently talking with one of the staff, the full-time staff on the opioid task force. They're looking at a curriculum. They're looking at different curriculums. The one that I think they're looking the most at is something called Health Rocks. Does anybody know much about Health Rocks?
I do. I didn't work. I interned at the 4-H office. It's very 4-H geared. From what I understand, though, it's more general health education, but I could be
Okay.
wrong. I've heard great things about it, though, as far as I know.
Okay. So they're looking at Health Rocks. They also talked about implementing DARE. I don't know that much about modern day DARE. I'm sure that it's different than Just Say No, which is what I came up with. I don't know that much about DARE though. What I did find out in talking with some people with the opioid task force is the Craven County superintendent, I guess, has some kind of committee that is looking at evidence-based programs in conjunction with that task force. So they're looking seriously at trying to get something in the school. I'm going to try on my end to attend one of their upcoming meetings. I've reached out to some people. I hadn't heard anything back yet, but just to find out how I can best support that effort, you know, whatever that may look like. I don't particularly know what they need. I don't know if they need help with implementing it or talking with the schools or what it may look like, but really trying to help them in that manner. I've also reached out. I don't know, Tiffany, maybe you remember one of the tables that was near us, also talking about education and prevention. They were looking at doing some kind of statewide prevention curriculum, doing something where they talked to our legislator about something that provides substance education. So I've reached out to them as well. I haven't heard back from them, but just to kind of see what's going on there, if there's any kind of coordination or anything that maybe we could do with them or something that maybe we could support them. So what it's kind of come down to is I've realized, at least for this area, for Craven County, it looks like something like this is already in the works. So what I'm going to find out, I want to get in with one of these task forces and find out, is funding available? Do we need to figure out how to do that? Is there someone, allocated to teach this thing? Is that something that we need to look at? Basically, I'm going to try to figure out how I can kind of come along with them and help them. And I think the task force, Emily, the CSAP task force, I think would probably be willing to try to support on this in some way.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I think it would be good too, just from my knowledge, like with tobacco and stuff like that. A lot of programs look very good and appealing, especially to schools. But make sure, like, if you get on the task force, if you can get on the task force with them, that's great, to make sure that you're reviewing, like, the actual program itself and its funding source and stuff like that. Because a lot of these programs that are geared towards substance abuse, whether it's tobacco, alcohol, things like that, there aren't that many evidence-based ones. There's some evidence-informed ones. And we try to promote those because it is illegal for kids, so it's hard to actually, do large studies on them. So you want to try to look for the evidence-based or evidence-informed ones, and also look for that funding source, because a lot of these companies do have to, under different agreements, pay out settlements for youth education, because youth have been using these substances illegally. So they'll create educational materials, and they'll target schools and other venues that have youth. But what we've seen, and the study, is that there hasn't been any real improvement. It just delays use. It doesn't prevent use at all.
Okay.
And that's
Do
what
you know of any curriculums off the top of your head that, address like general substance abuse and like health?
I don't know any about general substance abuse. I know there's Catch My Breath and Aspire. Those are the two that we do for tobacco.
Yeah.
Botson has one, but I'm not quite sure all their modules that they address. And the American Lung Association has one as well.
Yeah. Because I was, I'm really hoping we can provide something that I definitely want to take tobacco, but I'd love to have some kind of curriculum that gives them skills because, I mean, when they, either in high school or when they come out of high school, if they live in this area, they're going to have contact with, you know, it's unlikely that they wouldn't have some kind of contact with drugs, probably opioids, or
So
heroin.
Carteret County has started using the Botman Life Skills one. I'm not quite sure how that's going there,
What's
but
it
it
called?
covers like Botman, Botvin, life skills. But it covers like different life skills, but I think there's a cost associated with that.
Yeah. Because that would be great. Something that kind of gives them some, not just general substance education, but does help too. I mean, life skills are a huge part. Not having good life skills is that's a big risk factor. So awesome. Well, cool. Well, thank you all for your input there. I'm going to take a look at that Botman life skills and, I'm going to try to get on with that task force. And I don't quite know exactly what they've done so far. So that really is, I'm not trying to recreate something that they're already doing. It sounds like I would imagine if they've gone to the point of getting the superintendent and the county involved, I imagine they've probably got some kind of funding source. But I'll find out more, and at our next meeting, I'll kind of report on that.
Yeah.
How about you, Tiffany?
So I am just trying to work with Pitt County Schools to talk to the superintendent. So I'm really trying to push Catch My Breath. I'm trying to do it in all my counties, but for this, I'm just focusing on Pitt County Schools for this. But to try to get Catch My Breath incorporated into the actual curriculum. So many of our teachers in our schools have registered for the Catch My Breath program, but not many of them are actually utilizing it. So I'm trying to get it so that way it actually becomes an established part of the curriculum because while they have registered for it, and if they're not utilizing it, then it's like a waste. The kids still aren't learning about it. And that is the highest evidence-based program for tobacco prevention there is right now. So we are trying to work with them on getting that actually like established so that way it's in there and they are actually doing it, not just one class here and there, but everybody's kind of on the same page.
Cool. Awesome. Well, what is there anything that Tiffany or Rachel that we can be doing at this particular point in time to better support y'all, or is it kind of early in the process, or anything that we can do to help?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not really. Sophia just has noted here that the next steps would be contacting other schools in the area to test the interest, research, follow-up education that can be provided post-assembly, and then create an implementation toolkit for the assembly.
Okay. Awesome. Well, let's touch base in about a month. Are y'all cool with that? That'll give us plenty of time to really kind of get rolling with these initiatives.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. What's a good day for everybody? I mean, 1 month away from today would be like the 10th of March would be exactly, 4 Tuesdays away.
That day's good with me.
Do y'all want to try to do that afternoon at 2 again?
I don't know. For some reason, the 10th is ringing a bell for me. I don't have it on my calendar, but I feel like there's something going on that day.
You want to look at that next Tuesday, the 17th? Or we could do Thursday, the 12th, or?
I'm free on the 17th.
Okay, let's do the 17th at 2 o'clock.
Sounds
Y'all
good to me.
good with? Okay, Zoom on 17th, 2 o'clock p.m. All right, and I will let cannot remember that lady's name. Who was it that was shooting out the emails? Her last name was Kopatowski, I think.
Deborah.
Deborah. Okay. I will reach out to Deborah and let her know about the next date, and she can set that up for us.
Okay.
And I'll give her a call. And awesome. Well, thanks everybody. And Tiffany, thanks for the input on the stuff about the evidence base and evidence informed and that Botman life skills. I'm gonna take a look at that. And Emily, I'll have some information hopefully to report to the task force when we meet later this month.
Sounds good.
All right, everybody. Y'all have a great afternoon. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
All right, you too. Bye.